with any browser I had on my computer, I could download the last third thing that I will need. I even don't need to install it because it's just a file I can download from the site zle.c/code.zip. So write it please the full address, and you can click here or here or view it in the downloaded folder, the folder downloads. So this file code.zip is zip archive, and I think you shouldn't have problems to open it on any computer, because even newly installed Windows have the capability to open zip files. You can press the right mouse button over it, and there are options like extract all. You can do it with the software that you already installed if you have such software like 7-zip. And even some Windowses could show you the contents of this file just like they are in a normal folder. This is misleading because the files which are still in the archive are not ready to use. I can press them. I can press the right mouse button over them, and I will see a really small list of options. I can click on them and I will see them not in their best shape. If I want to use them for real, I need to first get them out of the archive. So I'm going to press perhaps this extract button, and I'm asked where to extract them. I'm going to make a new folder, and I'm going to make it on the desktop. I'm going to call it our first game. Each time when you want to make a new game, you will have to extract code.zip in a new folder. So it's a good idea to make a copy of it on your desktop or in the folder that you are going to use to store all your programming stuff. Now, when the folder is opened, I can see a really similar thing, but the change is big. Now the files are really out of the archive, so if I press the right mouse button over them, I can see the bigger menu with options. And there is one option that you perhaps haven't used yet, but I will use it just now. I'm going to start a file with a specific program. I can choose to open the game.js file with WordPad, and you can see that it's not really shiny or colorful or helpful. That's because WordPad isn't a good software to write code. I can open it with Notepad, and it's going to be really worse because all the new lines are skipped for some reason. And I can open it with the software that I just installed, Brackets. You will see different colors in our code, and with time we will start to realize what of those colors mean for the computer, why some of our code is have one purpose and other parts of the code have different purpose. I can also do the same thing for the website that you extracted from the archive. I can open it with bad program for it. For example, it's going to be a bad idea to open it with Notepad because, again, we see some strange text. We are not going to see the start HTML file as a text document. We are going to use it as a web page, so it's a good idea to open it with a web browser. And I already told you that Internet Explorer is not a good option for our games, yet you can still see that there is a blue square chasing the mouse, and this is what you actually downloaded from zle.c/code.zip. You can select different browsers if you have installed on your computer, but the best browser for opening our games is Google Chrome. It looks really the same. So the differences between the different browsers are going to start make sense for us with the time. We will see that when we have a mistake, Google Chrome is the best choice just after 1 or 2 lessons. I guess that your computer have different icons for those files. That's because I have already pressed open with, and I have chosen a different default program for opening them. So if, for example, your computer thinks that HTML files should be opened with Internet Explorer, perhaps you will see this icon for them. And you just saw me how I changed it. I don't want what is now happening. I am seeing the web page, the Start HTML site opened with Internet Explorer, so I will just do the opposite thing of what I just did. I will select Google Chrome as a default browser for HTML files. And now I don't have to press the right button at all, and I could just press start.html and the internet site is opened with Google Chrome. What is now happening is really different to what was going to happen if I haven't extracted the code.zip file. It looks like I can still press those files, and I actually can do it. I will now try to do something in the code.zip. You can see that the path to my file is a strange path. My file game.js was in an archive on the desktop, but this archive was extracted in a temporary folder, and you can see that I have really strange path here. If I try to make changes to my file, it will probably even disagree to save it, because in this temporary folder I can't change files, which is going to be really important for me when I try to write code. It's a really different story if I try to make a change in the extracted file. Now you can see that saving works. If you try to run the web page from archive without extracting it, you will see different behavior than the one that I showed you when we were looking at the extracted web page. That's because when we are starting files without extracting them right from the archive, They are extracted in a temporary folder, and probably only one of the files is extracted. If you press the start HTML file, only it is extracted. But it's trying to look at the other file. The web page needs our commands that we are going to write in game.js. So you should only use files when you have extracted them from the archive. Now extract code.zip yourself and try to start HTML in Chrome, so you can see the blue square chasing the mouse on your computer tool.